Plants are living things. Standard. Provide evidence that plants need air and water to grow. Essential question. What do plants need to live? What are living things? Some discussion points to have with your students. Living things are alive, and you can explain what it means to be alive. People, animals, and plants are living things. All living things have needs to survive. You can discuss that plants need air, nutrients or soil, water, and sunlight. And to provide a visual, you could have this image where it shows a wilted plant, which needs water, and how the plant looks after it receives the things it needs to survive. Some resources. YouTube.com has a series of videos. You would search by plants are living things. You'll find a read aloud and several videos on what plants need. Videos for our earlier learners, such as the Sesame Street videos, or some that are a little bit more advanced. It talks about why plants are living things and the characteristics. Another resource is cleverlearner.com. And on Clever Learner, you'll find a series of free downloadable printables. In this case, if it's a coloring activity, you could leave it as a printable. With this sheet, you could potentially laminate it and it could become a dry erase activity, which could be erased and reused. So students would draw a line to the correct response and it could be erased and reused after which. You could also laminate this particular sheet and add Velcro so students could place the appropriate answer in the box with Velcro and it can be reused with other students. GetEpic, Epic Books, GetEpic.com has virtual books. You would search by what plants need and it's typically sorted by the suggested age range, the level, and the number of pages. But you could also go through the books and make note of the images and the vocabulary that you would like to highlight. You potentially create your own words. And as you go over, it highlights the words. So GetEpic is a great resource for images as well as virtual reading. TeacherPayTeachers.com also has great resources for what plants need. I would sort in ascending order to look at the free items first. Here, you'll see a flip book. Further down, see some coloring activities and also charts. LiveWorksheets.com also has great resources. You would search by what do plants need. Here's an activity. Find the things that plants need. You would select the things that plants need: water, sun, soil, and air. Then finished. Once the student selects finish, they have the option to email the answers to the teachers, or they could check their own answers, in which they will receive a score, 10 out of 10, if they selected the correct answers. Additionally, once you've provided some background information, students can partake in an experiment. In this case, this experiment calls for empty eggshells, markers, pens, eyes, cotton wool, tree seeds, and an empty box. You can wash out the eggshells, keep them steady in the box. Students can add a face, put in some cotton wool and dampen it with water. Sprinkle the seeds over the cotton wool, sit on the windowsill, and wait for the hair to sprout. You could also use grass seeds for this particular activity. Students can observe the process and maintain to make sure that it has the things that it needs to survive. Another experiment could call for a jar or a clear plastic cup for safety, depending on the level learners you have, wet paper towel, and seeds. You would set the paper towel in the jar or cup, add the seeds, place them by the window, and wait. And after a couple days, you'll see them start to sprout. And students can record the process of what they see. And providing evidence can be done in several ways. There are pre-made sheets available, or you could create your own, such as I did on Jamboard. In this case, I used the background. You could use the white and blue, which sometimes may not show up on the screen. So in this case, I chose the gray wrapping paper. I took an image of a planter's pot and I pasted it 4 times. And then students can draw based on what they see. And then they can count the boxes to talk about the growth. 1, 2. And as it continues to grow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And students can decorate, use colors. And if students are at the point where they're not able to write as of yet, you can also take photos as evidence of plant growth. I created this by selecting the square. I created 4 squares. I used the sticky note and changed the colors for photos 1, 2, 3, and 4. And students would take images with their iPad or tablet and their cell phone and add it to the Jamboard. Or this could be printed out and students can paste them on. In conclusion, all living things have needs to survive. Plants need air, nutrients or soil, water, and sunlight. YouTube, Epic Books, TeacherPayTeachers, live interactive worksheets, and Clever Learner all have free resources. Experiments provide hands-on learning and observation experiences. Recording observations assist in detailing the process and progress of the experiment.